Most people that are interrogated by the police don't understand the law or don't realize the detectives are trying to manipulate them. In today's video, we are going to take a look at the interrogation of a man who is no stranger to interacting with the police.
I ain't committing no armed robbery, and y'all ain't got no fucking evidence saying I did. Let me go.
This is Jeff Pearson. On a seemingly regular evening in 2011, alarm bells rang at a local 7-Eleven as reports of an armed robbery flooded into the police department. Upon arriving at the scene, the suspect was nowhere to be found. Expanding their search, the police heard commotion from a nearby house. Without any other leads, they entered and discovered a known heroin addict, Jeff Pearson. Lacking further evidence, they arrested him and brought him in for questioning. Over the next 24 hours, Pearson's behavior in the interrogation room, captured on police cameras, turned the tables on the officers. Initially, Pearson opened by asking if he was under arrest and on what grounds.
Am I under arrest?
For now.
I'm under arrest?
Yeah, I'll explain everything, but before I explain myself to you, before we talk to each other, I need to read your rights, okay?
What am I under arrest for?
Well, like I said, I need to read your rights first. Obviously, the charge is robbery, okay?
From the start, it's clear that Jeff knows exactly what he's doing. He's well prepared, following the steps anyone should take in this situation. There are two key options. If you're not being arrested or detained, you can assert that you're not obligated to stay or answer any questions, meaning you're free to leave. If you are being arrested, the best move is to immediately request a lawyer and remain silent until one is present. These actions give you the strongest defense and halt the police in their tracks. It's interesting to note that in the USA, officers are legally required to inform you of these rights, just like the Miranda warning the detective reads to Jeff.
Before I ask you questions, you must understand what your rights are. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to the lawyer for advice before we question you, and have him or her with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer and you want one, a lawyer will be provided for you. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you'll still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time that you want until you talk to the lawyer. Does that make sense? You've probably heard these before, haven't you? Does that make sense? Do you understand your rights? Do you understand your rights, Jeff? Yes or no? You understand? Do you understand your rights, Jeff? Yes or no? You understand?
We're getting paid more than you are, so we can sit here for a long time, man.
I just need you to answer me yes or no. Do you understand your rights? Let's get through that question. Do you understand what I read you? Did you comprehend what I read you?
Jeff has been clearly informed of his right to remain silent. Meanwhile, the lead detective leans back in his chair, ostensibly to show he's unperturbed by Jeff's silence and that he's prepared to wait as long as needed. However, this kind of body language often signals underlying anxiety. It's evident that the detective anticipates a challenging few hours ahead.
If you got something that says you didn't do this robbery, this is your chance to talk to us.
Okay, good cop.
No, usually I'm the prick.
You look like the prick.
I am.
Jeff, do you understand your rights? Yes or no? I'm not asking if you want to talk to me at this point. I just want to know, do you understand what I read to you?
So am I under arrest?
Yes, you're under arrest.
Get me back to the cell. I don't talk to you much.
Okay.
In the first round of interrogation, Pearson stayed silent, aware that the police had no concrete evidence against him. After returning to his cell, he was brought back 2 hours later for a second round.
You want a Coke?
Yeah.
You gonna be able to pop it open, or you need me to?
I need methadone.
You need methadone?
Before returning to the interrogation room, Jeff only requested a can of soda. He immediately brought up the withdrawals he was likely beginning to feel. He also requested methadone, a drug that can significantly alleviate withdrawal symptoms and cravings that he might have been experiencing throughout his time in police custody.
How long you been using heroin?
Long time, buddy.
10 years? 15 years?
I hardly been alive that long. What are you trying to talk to me about here?
Talk to you about what happened last night. Look, here's the deal. Either you're in a bad set of circumstances, or you went and committed an armed robbery last night.
Yeah,
right?
I'm in a shitty wrong place at wrong time, obviously. I didn't commit no fucking armed robbery.
All right, then let's talk about this. Let's
I
not keep up
I
the
don't talk
act.
to the police, man.
Jeff is clearly done with the personal conversation and is focused on the matter at hand. In his view, he's been arrested for a crime he didn't commit and is determined to leave the situation as swiftly as possible.
Okay.
I've been through the system, buddy. I know how
I know
it
you
works.
have. I know you have,
You're
Jeff.
not my friend.
I'm not your friend.
You're trying to fucking get me. Or you're
No,
trying
I'm not trying to get
all
you.
you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass fucking confession, and you're not going to get one.
Jeff, I'm not going to get a
'Cause-
confession out of you for nothing.
Exactly, because I
And
didn't
I'm
do
not trying
nothing.
to get a confession out of you.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, I didn't commit no armed robbery, and y'all ain't got no fucking evidence saying I did. Let me go. All you did is find me sitting in my buddy's house.
Notably, Jeff highlights how the cops are attempting to force a confession from him. One of the primary techniques they use is the Reed technique, which pressures suspects into a corner and is notoriously effective at extracting false confessions from innocent individuals.
Tell me what happened last night. Plain and simple. Your side of the story.
I'm not talking to you. I'm warning you.
All right. This is
I
what I
told
don't
you this
understand.
was- I told you
I
this
know,
was
but
gonna
this is
happen.
what I don't understand,
Well-
Jeff. You were sitting there talking just like you were ready to sit here and tell me what happened last night, and then all of a sudden I read that to you, and you screw it, I ain't talking to you. I want a lawyer. I don't understand that. What changed just in the...
Because I told you what, I already told you what happened.
You didn't.
How didn't I?
You didn't tell me what happened last night.
How didn't I
But-
just tell you what?
But now you've handcuffed me, and I can't talk to you because you asked for an
I want a
attorney.
lawyer.
So, okay, that's fine. But I will tell you right now, you're still on a hold for a robbery.
I know. I don't know why. I need a fucking lawyer because obviously I didn't do nothing. And obviously you guys know I didn't do nothing because I've been arrested for the same bullshit before and you guys don't interview me this much. So, wham bam, thank you for the coke. Put me back in the cell.
We
That's
haven't
my home.
interviewed you yet.
That's my home.
All right.
But we're only halfway through this footage, and Jeff's ability to defend himself and completely destroy this cop only gets better from here.
Well, here's what the deal is. I have enough evidence
Like what?
of the armed robbery, okay? But, you know, if you're saying you didn't do it, you need to give me your side of the story.
I didn't do it.
Okay, well, give me your side of the story. You got to, convince me. Because I got a lot of evidence. I got a lot of physical evidence.
Like what? Name the physical
Well, I don't need to, why should I tell you that?
At this point, the detective begins to show signs of desperation. Realizing he's running out of time, he abandons more sophisticated techniques and resorts to making false claims about evidence that could supposedly convict Jeff. If these claims were valid, he would likely use them to intimidate Jeff into a confession. Instead, the detective relies on flimsy rhetoric, suggesting that because Jeff hasn't cooperated, he won't receive any help from the police.
I'll give you one piece of my evidence, okay?
Yeah.
One piece. The phone for 7-Eleven was taken by the suspect, whoever that was, okay? It was taken by the suspect and was thrown in a dumpster behind 7-Eleven, okay? We got DNA off that phone. Right? That's one piece of my evidence. I have a lot of other evidence, okay?
Like what?
There's only a couple pieces of evidence I'm missing.
Name them.
What's that?
Name them.
Well, why do I need to do that? You haven't helped me out at all. You give me a little bit, I give you a little bit. We go back and forth. I give you one of my pieces of evidence, now give me a little something. All right? You help me out, I can help you out in certain
You
ways.
can't tell me that you can help me out.
For the next 4 minutes, Jeff calmly denies and counters everything the police throw at him. They bring up the gun, attempt to make deals, and try to scare him with the idea of returning to prison without the drugs he relies on. Despite their efforts, Jeff remains stone-faced, knowing he's close to winning.
I'm done, man. Fuck this. I'm not even answering. All this shit that I just said is gonna be fucking written in the discovery now, right?
What? You haven't said nothing.
I mean, every little stupid thing that you've asked me, dude, is gonna be in the discovery.
I'm not even going to do discovery.
The prosecutor is.
Okay. So, you halfway know the system, how things work, and you halfway don't. Am I right?
I half-ass know
Yeah.
that the only reason I came up here is to get a fucking Coke.
Okay.
And I got it. But now I want a Butterfinger. I need to go to the hospital. I'm coughing up blood.
Okay.
Let's go to the hospital.
I'll let the jailer know you go to the hospital. You still gonna be back here, you know that, right?
Where?
Here in the jail, as soon as you get out of the hospital.
Well,
You're not getting out.
I know. I can't finish it.
You can finish it. Make it quick. I got things to do.
Butterfinger, you promised.
I didn't promise you that. I said we'd see what happens. Alright? Like I said, you haven't helped me out at all. Why should I help you out? I got you a soda. That's good enough.
12 hours later, with no evidence to hold him, Pearson was released from custody. In the end, he spent just 1 day in police custody instead of years in prison. After his release, Jeff Pearson turned his life around. He overcame his heroin addiction and now shares his story, tips on dealing with police, and his music through his YouTube channel, where his interrogation footage first gained notoriety. Moving to our next case.
Y'all would have cuffed me, I would be charged with it. That's what I know, bro. That's what I know.
In January of 2020, DaBaby, also known as Jonathan Kirk, was scheduled to perform at a nightclub in Miami. When the club owner paid him only $20,000 of the $30,000 owed, tensions escalated quickly. The victim alleged that Kirk punched him several times before his crew joined in, beating the man and knocking him to the ground. The victim was then robbed of his phone, credit card, and $80 in cash. The only available footage of the incident was a blurry CCTV recording. Kirk fled the scene in a black SUV, returning to his hotel hours later, where both the victim and police were waiting to arrest him. He was taken to the station and informed that he was under investigation, but the situation turned out to be far more complex than expected, with Kirk determined to make things difficult for the authorities.
What's your full name?
So we just want to get it from you. This is just a formality. It's just, name, date of birth, and all that stuff.
From the start, Kirk refused to cooperate, declining to answer basic questions, even about his own identity. He had been read his Miranda rights and chose to remain silent, yet waived his right to a lawyer, which was surprising given his financial standing. Typically, in such situations, the best course of action is to stay silent and request a lawyer. But Kirk was confident he could handle it on his own.
An incident occurred at the hotel, 1500 Southwest First Avenue, that you were there for, correct?
What incident?
An incident. You had an altercation with somebody?
No.
You didn't. Did you have a business dealing with somebody?
No.
You didn't.
No.
So somebody didn't bring you $20,000 in front of the hotel in your SUV?
No.
They did?
No.
Okay.
Somebody bring $20,000 that wasn't theirs and lied to them and told them that it was for an event of theirs on the 31st. And lied to them. That person, once he realized they were doing bad business, said nah and left with his $20,000.
Okay, so you didn't count?
And got my contact information to do business the right way. That's what happened.
Around what time was this, sir?
I don't know. Whatever time they chose it.
So you're saying that you weren't
whatever time the camera showed me not robbing no damn body that time.
Kirk claimed to have no involvement in the altercation outside the club, maintaining that his manager had been speaking with an event promoter about a show at Cafe Guana Pines. According to Kirk, the promoter acted strangely, so they walked away without any argument. However, this explanation didn't account for the fight caught on camera. Despite the unclear footage and lack of witnesses, Kirk believed that sticking to his story would keep him safe.
Come on, bro, it's common sense. It's common sense. It's common sense. You know what I made to even be down here? A promoter booked me at that hotel. I didn't pay to be at the hotel. I was paid for. You'd have let me in my room, you would have saw close to $250,000 cash, legally, hard-earned money. I don't got to take nothing from nobody, bro.
Well, let me ask you this.
I will go outside of here right now and throw $10,000 in the air. Like, I do not care about no money. I don't.
Was there an argument?
No, it was an argument. I didn't argue with a soul. My voice was never raised. There was never aggressive language from me. None of that.
Was there a fight?
None of that. No, I ain't seen no fight. And nothing was taken. We shouldn't be in no robbery, bro. So when y'all get done doing what y'all doing, y'all need to do y'all job. Y'all need to follow y'all process. And y'all need to arrest whoever gave y'all these false allegations, bro. This is bullshit. This is bullshit, bro. This shit that cost me already $50,000. Already, bro. Bullshit. This shit is bullshit, bro.
During the interrogation, Kirk cleverly distanced himself from the crime, pointing out that with his financial status, he had no need to steal $80 or a phone. From his perspective, he had no motive to commit the crime and was nowhere near the scene. The detectives, however, saw things differently. They knew Kirk's vehicle had been present at the time of the crime. Their goal was to break his story and extract a confession.
When I encountered you in the hotel, you came back to the concierge, the counter.
Yeah.
Where were you coming from at that point?
Prime, seafood. Prime, whatever the hell I went to eat. I went to get some food.
Where is that?
I don't remember.
You don't know?
No.
How'd you get there?
In the car.
What kind of car? Was it a car you drove, somebody else drove?
Uber, bro.
An Uber?
Yeah.
What kind of car was it?
Uber.
Small car, SUV, truck, what?
I don't know. Let's talk about what matters. Let's talk about what
why
matters.
we're here.
Let's talk about what y'all need to get me about this stuff. When I'm driving in the car, when I went to go eat, what time I went, that don't have nothing to do with the fact I ain't robbed a damn soul. Me, nobody around me, ain't nobody robbing nobody.
Let's take the word robbery out of the picture.
So while we here, we taking the word robbery out of the picture. Y'all are robbery detective. This is robbery unit. That's the second word he said. That's the second word he said when he came in here. Robbery. Come on, bro.
Okay, listen.
He told me he asked to question me about a robbery when I walked in my hotel. Robbery. I had every answer to the question you needed right there. Whoa, that ain't it. That's false. Okay. Throw that out the window. We talking about robbery, bro. It's nothing for me to talk about. I didn't rob.
So do you think that we just woke up this morning and decided to just...
I think y'all got a phone call from somebody that's already a liar. I know they're a liar. Got a phone call from somebody that's a liar and y'all bought it. Y'all believed it. Y'all got me in here and y'all put me in handcuffs. Brought me outside the hotel in handcuffs, cameras and shit all on me. Come on, bro. This shit is bad for what I got going on. And I ain't even do shit to that, man.
Kirk continued to outmaneuver the cops with his calm demeanor and control over the interrogation.
When I do business, it's legally binding. It's legally binding. Everything I do, you have to sign a contract. You got to sign a contract.
Okay,
it's a contract right now.
The whole incident happened and nothing went wrong. Nothing happened. There was no...
Not to my knowledge.
There was no fight. There was no scuffle. There was no...
I ain't fighting nobody. Well, y'all know too many lies. You get what I'm saying? That's why y'all got to move backwards like that, bro. Like,
you're saying that they're lies, but you don't know what we have or don't have.
Okay. I know if y'all had proof of me robbing somebody, we wouldn't even be talking. Y'all would have cuffed me. I would be charged with it. That's what I know, bro. That's what I know.
In most cases, interrogations are used when the police don't have enough evidence to charge someone, and the goal is to extract a confession. If they had enough evidence, cooperation might have been Kirk's best option. But since they lacked solid proof, his silence worked in his favor.
So, I ain't know your side of the story.
My side of the story is I ain't done that. I don't have a side of the story because I ain't done nothing to nobody. Bro.
So that's what I was
and before something could be done to me,
right?
and before something could be done to me, I realized I was dealing with bad business, and I removed myself from it. What?
Why do you say it was bad business?
I already told y'all that. You want to rewind this? You want to rewind it, bro? I already told y'all, bro. He already was in deep water because he's already doing, and I see why, he's already doing bad business. He brought in another person, lied to him, swindled him. He thinking he coming to book me for a whole different event, and they tricking him, got him paying me to come do a walk through the night. Come on, bro. You niggas full of shit. Man, no point of me trying to, y'all got crime scene investigation unit out there, check the cameras. See him meet up with somebody else in the lobby. Ask him, hey, who's that? Ask him. Follow up on what I'm telling y'all.
That's what we're trying to do.
At the end of the day, I would expect people to act on common sense anyway. Bottom line, y'all got plenty of sense. Y'all not stupid. Y'all the police, bro. I'm not. Do I look? Come on, bro.
After realizing they weren't making any progress, the detectives left the room to regroup. Typically, this tactic is used to make the suspect anxious, but Kirk simply took a nap, showing that he was unfazed by the situation. When the detectives returned, they shifted the focus to Kirk's belongings at the hotel. Kirk, however, refused to let them touch his belongings and left it for the hotel to manage. Kirk was facing up to 15 years in prison, a $10,000 fine, and battery charges. But the detectives had no solid evidence to convict him. The only footage of the crime was unclear, and Kirk's story remained consistent. After just 48 hours in jail, DeBaby was released, and 2 months later, all charges were dropped, allowing him to walk free. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. See you in the next one.